Welcome to Deeply Rooted, a web series on mindset. My name is Tony Wisdom, aka Tony Gaines. I've spent over 20 years in the music business as a producer, engineer, label owner, and executive. This show is dedicated to changing the narrative on success. I reached out to the most successful people I know. I want to know what drives them, their greatest mistakes, their best advice, their secrets to success, and how all of that has shaped who they are today. Take a journey with us. Yes, sir. So, man, 3 seasons. This is season 3 finale, man. 24 episodes. I can't believe we're here. And, you know, I kind of just was feeling my way through this thing initially. Season 1, went through and had some conversation with some close friends because I knew if I made some mistakes, they would bear with me. But now I'm starting to get my head wrapped around this thing. This season 3, has been about coaches and the effect that they have on us, man. And they're usually the people in the community that start us on having the proper mindset, outside of our parents, obviously. But they're usually that first link to strength and discipline, you know, and that's why I really wanted to focus on coaches this season. This last guest is not only my cousin, but he's an amazing coach for our area. He's out here really he's one of the dudes that's kind of changed the landscape of our area in this basketball thing from, you know, the work he did at Seabury, the work he does in the summer, Run GMC. So great dude, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. My cousin Jonathan Raney. There he is.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on, man. I appreciate it. Long time no see. Good to see you as always.
Always, man.
But yeah, I appreciate this, man. I love what you're doing, man. This is awesome. And you know, obviously I'm the same way, man. I love learning from people. You know, I'm a coach, so you know, us coaches, we take things from other coaches all the time. So that's kind of how we just keep on developing, keep on improving. So this is big time, man. I'm excited.
That's what's up. So how's the season going? How y'all looking, man?
Yes, it's early. We're doing well. So our guys, basically all of them got on campus about a week ago. So we've got quite a few returners. Only a couple new faces. Got about 5 newcomers. Everyone else is back from last year, man. So obviously that helps with the transition. You know, you rely on those upperclassmen to show the younger classmen, you know, the ropes, and you know, kind of let them lead those younger guys. I mean, you know, us coaches, you know, we can tell them to do this, to do that, or whatever, but we're only with them, you know, a certain amount of time. You know, it's their roommates, you know, the guys that they're around every day that can really be that example of you know, how we do things, and you know, basically carry our culture off the court. So we relied on them quite a bit, but it's been great. We actually just got off the court today. We had an elite camp for our high school kids. We had about 80 high school kids up there today. And wow. Yeah, it was fantastic, man. It was a good day. Had some good talent on the court, and shoot, we're jumping right in. You know, we start, you know, weights, individuals. You know, we're doing all that. You know, this coming week, we get 8 hours with our guys. 4 of it can be in the weight room, and then 4 of it can be on the court. So we're jumping right in. You know, ready to get our preseason going.
That's dope, man. So before we get into the interview, can you just run down like who Jonathan Raney is professionally?
Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, for me to do that, I guess I got to tell you, you know, where I've been. You know, I've been a lot of places. I've coached, you know, a lot of places. And so, you know, I'm still developing, that's for sure. You know, who I am today, you know, isn't who I was yesterday, or, you know, hopefully not who I'll be in a couple of years. And so, you know, obviously I'm just finished my first year at Washburn University. We had a fantastic year. We won the MIAA tournament. Went to the NCAA tournament. Obviously had a great year. Our head coach, Brett Ballard, obviously a lot of people from Lawrence, KU know him, former KU point guard. Was on the 2002 NCAA Final Four team. And then before that, he was head coach or assistant coach at Wake Forest. And then Tulsa before that. So anyway, just finished my first year at Washburn. It was a great year. Couldn't ask for anything more. Would probably been nice to win a couple more games in the NCAA tournament, but it was still a great experience. 3 years at Bishop Seabury before that, and then 3 years at Barstow as an assistant coach under another KU guy, Billy Thomas. And then last 6 years, I was with KC Run GMC. I had to give that up, obviously, since I'm an NCAA coach now, so I haven't been able to work with them over the last year. Yeah. So with the rules and everything, I had to give that up. So that was, I really enjoyed doing that. I'd never coached AAU before I got on with KC Run GMC, and it was a phenomenal experience. To be able to coach Jeremiah Robinson Earl, who just got drafted. Bowl started off with us as a young 15. We've had Mitch Ballack, just tons of talent in there, Dry Horn, Jacob Gilliard, who's setting records at University of Richmond. And, so to not only to be able to coach that talent, but then to learn from LJ Goolsby, who's been around and been a great influence to me. And, that in itself, was a phenomenal experience for me over the last 6 years to be able to work with them. Now, obviously, before that, I was a head coach at Labette Community College for 3 years. And then before that, I was a grad assistant at Fort Hayes, where I had the opportunity to play at and also coach at as well. So I've been around. I've been all over the state. I played at Cowley County. So I've been way south by Wichita and Ark City, way out west in Hayes. Lebec, in Parsons, down south by Pittsburgh. So I've been all over, man. Been all over the state.
Awesome, man. Well, I know we're all proud of you, bro. So, and we're all behind you and wherever you go. So, thank you for that. So okay, now, who is Jonathan Raney, the person?
Obviously it's cool, that your cast is, deeply rooted. Because me personally, I'm deeply rooted in the Lord. I obviously was raised in the church and, have had a lot of mentors that have guided me along the way that have really, been faithful church-going people. And so I'd have to say, first and foremost, a son of God. My faith is really important to me and my family. It's something I carry with me each and every day. I wake up praying and I go to bed praying, and hopefully I pray in between that. But I would say first and foremost, that's kind of what would my faith defines me more than being a basketball coach. Hopefully, my coaching, hopefully that is kind of led by my faith. And so I would say that first and foremost. And then, I'm a family guy, obviously family is really important to me. I got a wife, 2 beautiful kids. So obviously, being at home, balancing the two, definitely is extremely important to me. And then I would say third, being a basketball coach. So I'd say, being a Christian, being a dad, and being a basketball coach, I think that, pretty much defines me right now. And are obviously the most important things in my life. And then obviously there's a lot of other things that, go into being a basketball coach and being a father and all that. But I tend to obviously let my faith really try to guide me throughout my life.
That's dope, man. How do you define success?
As a basketball coach, first and foremost, the way it is, the way our job is, the way our profession is, we're judged by wins and losses, which, I would say comes with the territory, comes with the job. Wherever I've been, if I haven't won enough games, I probably wouldn't be there very long. And so I think, especially at the college level, you're not going to be a successful basketball coach unless you win, some games, obviously. But I would say, once again, like I said, there's so much more that goes into that. For me as a person, if if my players are doing the right things, they're off the court, they're graduating, they're becoming great people, great fathers, great mentors, then to me, that's what defines success for me, as a basketball coach. I've coached at the junior college level for 5-6 years. I played junior college basketball. I've, taken kids who, didn't have anything and, really tried to, really tried to mentor them, really tried to, give into their life to make them better people, to make, them more successful people. And so I would say, to me, that's what defines success for me. But at the same time, I'm also a basketball coach too. And so I got to find a way to win games. But trust me, there's no better feeling for me than having one of my former players call me or text me and say, "Hey, coach, man, I appreciate you, helping me, graduate, or, disciplining me for this, so I could, learn that, or, whatever it is." To me, then as a basketball coach, there's no better feeling than that. Just have a player call back or text or whatever, just say, "Coach, man, I'm just thinking of you. I appreciate everything." To me, that's the most important thing.
That's dope. Great answer, man. And for most people, that answer this question on this show, they tend to say, the effect I've made, or if I'm progressing. Right. But it's unique for coaches, because you're right. Like in your situation, I mean, you could be the most inspiring dude out here helping all the kids that you are, but if you go 0-50, you're out of here. Like, if you even get to that point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. And don't get me wrong. If you're, selling your soul to win basketball games, then whose definition of success is that really? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to me, it's the whole thing. Are you winning games, but then are you developing these kids, or are you just using them to, climb the ladder? I've never been into that. I mean, if I was all about climbing the ladder, then, I could probably be in a higher position. But to me, it's about doing things the right way. It's about being in the right situation. It's about surrounding myself with the right people. And to me, that's extremely important in my professional life. I don't want to be, around people that aren't doing things the right way. That's just, I've been very, very blessed to play for coaches who've taught me the right way to do things. And obviously I started at home with my mom and my family, but it's just carried on through my, college basketball career and, on to coaching and all that. And so once again, I've been blessed to have great, great mentors that have really helped me along the way and really showed me the right way to go.
Okay. So with that being said, what drives you? What's your why?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, you get into coaching because you want to help people. I take that back. Let me go back. The reason why I got into coaching is I love basketball. I've always loved basketball. It's just a passion. It's always been a passion of mine. But I learned that it's important to make sure that you're using basketball and the basketball is not using you. And so to me, I wanted to use basketball to make a difference in people's lives, and to help people have the opportunities that I've been blessed with through the game of basketball. And so I would say, for one, I love the game of basketball, but for two, I want to help others. I want to help kids experience things that I've been able to experience, and then hopefully then they continue to pay it forward, I guess. And then I would say third is I'm a competitive son of a gun. I think, thing about basketball is it's a competitive sport, especially at the high school, the college level. And I love to win. I love to win. I hate to lose, and so that's a big why for me. Also, is I just have that competitive. I just have that
Yeah.
competitive spirit.
I had a flashback to when we were kids, man, and me and Jared roughing you up, and you're
I
right.
used to whoop me up.
Yeah, you didn't like
Right.
it, man, and
Nah.
there came a point where I couldn't do that anymore. And I remember that. I
Right.
think you were in high school. I couldn't handle you no more when you were in high school, bro. So,
Yeah. Nah,
uh,
I remember those days just like you do, man. But it's funny though because that's what made me the player that I became, the coach that I
yeah,
became. Because I was skinny, soft, mama's boy, back in the
yeah,
day, and had guys, like you and Jaron and Carl and everybody else, that
yeah,
used to whoop up on me, and it made me tougher. I probably
yeah.
didn't appreciate as much back then as I do now. As I do
Yeah,
now,
no,
but
no, no,
and
no.
that, but once again, that goes with it.
Yeah, dope. So, how has a failure or an apparent failure set you up for later success? And do you have a favorite failure?
Um, I have, probably on the court. I remember more failures, really than I do right now as far as coaching goes. I remember missing, college or whatever, missing game-winning shots and, whatever it was, and that used to always motivate me. I remember, dang near every game-winning shot I missed, and so I would say that. Although failures at the coaching level still, motivate me, it was a lot more as a player because as a player, you could immediately do something about it. You know what I'm saying? You get back in
Yeah,
the gym the next day and you're just boom, using that as motivation to go out there and whoop the next team's butt or whatever it is. And don't get me
yeah,
wrong, we use that, from losing, being a coach or whatever, but it's a whole different process. When you lose a game as a coach, it's not necessarily, I didn't shoot the ball well or didn't do, there might be a whole bunch of, things that you need to figure out and reasons that you need to figure out and players that you need to, maybe put in a better position or motivate this way or that way. And so, I would say, as far as coaching goes, I wouldn't necessarily call it a failure, but we got our butts kicked pretty bad our last game to Northwest Missouri in the NCAA tournament, about 5-6 months ago or whatever. And that's motivating the heck out of me right now, and
yeah,
hopefully it's motivating our guys. We feel like it is, but to me, that's what motivates me. It's okay. We got our butts kicked. Now we got to have a great off season and come back, and we know exactly what we need to do to overcome them the next time. So I wouldn't say that I had like really one big failure in life or, one big setback that's helped me. I would say, I've had a lot of failures. I'm a basketball coach. I've lost a lot of games. I've won a lot of games. And so I would say, once again, it hadn't necessarily been one huge setback or one huge failure that's really motivated me. It's just, it kind of as the season progresses, you're going to have that. And what are you going to
yeah,
do about it, to continue to have success moving forward?
yeah, yeah. Because I sneak this question in there, but I don't believe in failures. It's
Right.
you're only failing if you're failing to learn. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And other than
Right.
that, it's just at worst case scenario a lesson. And
Right.
I can
Right.
see what you're saying in coaching, where all of them motivate you because it's a
Mm-hmm.
learning process and it's growing, especially when you have kids. Because like in college, I guess in high school too, you only have these kids for a couple
Right.
years. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And like you can build up all the mindset you want and all the resiliency and use all the
Sure.
lessons you want until the next group comes in and they don't.
Yep.
You got to start all
Right.
over. So it's
Yeah.
great.
I've only been fired, once in my life, once in my career. I really wasn't fired. The head coach was fired. So then I got let go, but even that wasn't a failure because we accomplished so much in the 2 years that I was there as far as, seeing kids graduate or, seeing kids grow and develop and move on with their lives. And so, I guess that was maybe a little minor setback, but at the same time, it wasn't anything major that held me back or, kept me from, continuing to build my career. And so, I agree. I don't really get caught up in all that. Like I said, I take a loss, and it's like you said, it's a lesson. Okay, what can I learn from that? How can I build off that? How can I get better for the next game or the next time?
Yeah. Okay, so what is one of the best or most worthwhile investments you've ever made? Could be an investment of money, time, energy, etc.
Shoot, I feel like every day I'm a basketball coach is, a huge investment. It's a huge blessing for me. I'm blessed to be able to go out and, have an impact on so many kids, so many people, many people, whether it's I'm out recruiting or I'm at a coach's clinic or, whatever it might be. To me, just that time that I can, put into people and put into these student athletes, to me, that's a huge blessing. That's a huge, that's probably my favorite investment right there. I obviously, I've been blessed with some material things and all that, but, to me, that's not what it's about. Hopefully, me touching or having an impact on these kids, and then them having an impact on their kids. And, to me, that's the most important investment that I can make. That and obviously to my family, being a great dad, investing the time and energy that I can into them, and, trying to raise my kids the right way. And then obviously, hopefully that, continuing, our family, our legacy down the line. And so, I would definitely have to say those two things for sure.
Awesome. What small act of kindness were you once shown that you'll never forget?
Oh man. I was probably shown so many acts of kindness by my grandma growing up to last me a lifetime. I try to be the one that shows other people acts of kindness as much as I can, just from, trying to, take what she, taught me and all her acts of kindness towards me and just try to pay that forward, man, because she was an amazing woman.
Yes,
she was so strong. She was so kind, generous, anything that you could imagine, that was her. She was all that stuff. And so, she used to always, she'd always say, her main thing was treat people how you want to be treated. And I've always tried to do that no matter where I've been, what situation I've been in. I always want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I always want to coach kids the way that I'd want somebody to coach my own kid. I've always been invested in each player that I've coached. I haven't always, had success with every kid I've coached, but I've definitely tried to, live my life the right way and be an example to every player that I've coached, and really every person that I've come across. Hopefully, a smile or whatever it is, a kind word to somebody, something, some way that I can uplift somebody else. I try to do it. But I've had tons of people. I'll give you an example. When I was in junior college, my freshman year, and we used to go to this church every Sunday, and they used to always give us this sirloin stockade little free lunch, buffet card or whatever, man. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Them, being thoughtful enough to try to feed some college kids, after church and all that. And so little things like that, man, that's sticks with me. And I just, like I said, man, I just try to carry that on and help other people as much as I can.
That's great. And you're doing a great job at that, brother.
I appreciate it.
So in the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
Probably just meditating, man. Like I'm an anxious person. Like I am always looking for the next thing, the next game, the next this, the next that. It's just hard for me to slow down. It's hard for me to slow my mind down. It's hard to slow my body down. And so to me, I feel like the biggest thing is just, trying to take, and I don't do it every day. I wish I could say I did, but just trying to take 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes if I can, and just do nothing,
Yeah.
just breathe, relax, just not just try to block everything out. And it's a lot harder some days than others, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it's important to slow yourself down.
Yeah.
It's easy to go, 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 go. What's next? What's next? Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. And, you don't have to do it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You got 5-10 minutes that, you can really, take some time. And sometimes it's praying. Sometimes it's reading. And like I said, a lot of times it's just nothing. It's just sitting there and just breathing,
Yeah.
just relaxing my mind, relaxing my body. And so to me, that's probably been the one thing that's helped me the most over the last couple of years that I've really tried to find time to do. It's important, man. I mean, basketball coaching is obviously stressful. You're on the road a lot. You don't eat right all the time. There's just a million excuses that you can come up with to not take care of yourself, take care of your mind, your body, and all that. And
Yeah. That's something new for me too. These last few years, where I've gotten into meditation. And I see you have an Apple Watch on, right? There's a
oh yeah,
there's a Breathe app on there. There's an
yeah.
app called Breathe, and you can make it send you reminders just throughout the day to take a minute
Right.
and just focus on your breathing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that helps me just throughout the day too. But yeah, that's dope. I'm glad you getting into that.
Yeah. I would say another thing too that I've really, that I really need to do a lot better job at, that I've told myself that I'm going to improve at moving forward, is just reading too. I used to read a lot, since I've been in the college game, it's been a little bit tougher, but, to me, just taking some time and reading, books, whatever it might be, just picking out a book. And so, like I said, I had done that in the past, but once again, to me, it just helps me relax, and that's something that I'm looking forward to doing as well.
All right. So
It's hard with kids, though, man. Shoot, kids.
yeah, I actually this year I was really intentional about reading too. And I've been getting up at 5 a.m. no matter what happens, and taking that, I take that 5:30 to 6 window and I read. And but there's a book called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So I'll shoot it to you if you get a chance. It's all about creating a morning routine, and a lot of the things that you're talking about, taking the time out to meditate, but the way he shapes it is like really engaging. So I think you might like that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Okay, so what advice do you give to a kid about to enter the real world?
It's tough. The thing about me is I don't sugarcoat. I just don't. I've never been that way. That's not the type of coach I am. I try to be honest with all these kids, man. It's not easy. I was one of those kids that I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. And when you go from college. Being a basketball player where, you have a lot of obligations, but you got a lot of free time. And if you don't have your time managed by the time you get out of college, you're going, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough adjustment. So we really talk to our guys a lot about the importance of, obviously first and foremost, being responsible, being accountable for your decisions, for your actions. But then also, being able to manage your time. Because, once again, if in college, a lot of that's already managed for you. Whereas once you get out in that real world, you better be responsible. You better be able to show up every day and be accountable. Be accountable for your time and for your actions. And so, to me, that's really important. And we talk to our guys a lot about that. The other thing is, and I don't know if this really relates a whole lot to your question, but we encourage our guys. And this was something that I probably regretted when I was in college, is not being active in other things, other clubs, other organizations, networking. I was so caught up in basketball where I didn't take enough time to really branch out and, really get out and meet new people, meet people that were involved in stuff other than basketball. So we really encourage our guys to, man, branch out, network. You never know who that is in your, that you're sitting by in class, or where they're going to be 5-10 years from now. So we really encourage our guys. It's easy to walk in your classroom with your headphones on or whatever, and, be on your phone, whatever, ignore people, this, that, or whatever. But, it's like I said, it's something that even I regretted. I was involved in stuff, but not probably like I should have been. And I was probably too much of a basketball player, than what I probably should have been. And so that's one thing that I wish I would have done a better job of as well. Networking,
Me too.
Getting out. Yeah.
I mean, not so much in college, but for me in high school, which my high school experience was pretty much non-existent, right? Like I was in a ton of trouble in high school, right? But if I could go all the way back, I would be in debate. I'd be in chess. I'd be in basketball, football. I'd try to, because there's so much opportunity at that age for you to kind of just branch out and find something. And so that's great advice.
Yeah. To me, it's government. Like I had no interest whatsoever in high school and college in government, and now it's like, it's something that over the last 7, 8, 10 years, that I've really, become interested in is, the government, how it works. Obviously, you learn a little bit, but, really get into the ins and outs of once again, that, politics and government and all that. So that's something that I've really, really wish I would have been involved in more at a younger age, for sure.
And just this is random, bro, but like where we grew up at, there's a lot of farms around here, right? And here just this year, I've started like noticing like the huge corn crops, and like how they'll have, this one is a different crop, and then this one, and then how big they are. And then I started thinking, well, damn, how do you take care of all of that? So like I'm really intrigued in farming right now. Like I need a farmer to come take me around and answer some of my questions. But and when you're younger, right, like a lot of that, your ego kind of gets in the way, where you say, well, that's corny, or I'm not going to do that. I'm a basketball player, or I'm this, or I'm that. So definitely for young kids going out into the world, man, do not put yourself in a box. If you're into it, be into it. Period.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think, and that is one thing where I think kids have gotten better at that. I think kids are, at least a lot of our guys, they're not as afraid to like, certain things, or this, that, or whatever. And I don't know, maybe that's just, maybe that's not, but that's kind of what I've seen over the last, 3-4 years or so. And no, you're exactly right, man. Like what you like, man. Love what you love, and forget. Like you said, man, I think, especially at a younger age, you get caught up in who likes this, who likes that, man. Just, live your life.
Absolutely. So, okay, here at Deeply Rooted, our mantra is kill the ego, ignite the soul. What does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, kill the ego, to me, that, that's biblical. That's what Jesus taught us.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
And so it's hard, and it's a lot easier said than done. We're people that care about ourselves and our own well-being first and foremost. And what's best for us, that's just how we are naturally, but that's not who God's called us to be. He's called us to, think about others, love others, put our own pride, put our own wants and need, not just forget about them completely, but to put others first. And so, look, it's, I think I work for a boss who is, Coach Ballard is very big on us being a players first program. Like when you come into the office, like you need to be thinking about how we can help these guys out, and, so, and once again, that's how I've been a lot, but at the same time, there's some days you don't want to do that. There's some days when, somebody's getting on your nerve, you done ask them to do something 3, 4, 5 times, whatever it might be, you got stuff going on at home, you got kids, the kids doing this, kids, whatever it is back at home. And so, to me, putting your ego aside, that's something that I've tried to live my life by, regardless. Like I said, a lot easier said than done, but to me that's important. That's important to see, to see others succeed and to help build other people up. And then what was the other part?
Ignite the soul.
To me, that's passion. What are you passionate about? To me, it's basketball. Sports. That's my passion. I got a passion for that. And I think it's important for everyone to find their passion, their calling. Once again, that's biblical to me.
Absolutely.
It just is.
Yeah.
I feel like that God has given us each gifts. Each passion, fire. For something, and obviously it takes some people a little bit longer to find than others. But I know this: when you find it, give it all you got. Don't leave any regrets. Go give 100%, whatever it is that God's called you to do. And like you said, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Doesn't matter what anybody else says or hates or whatever it is. Just give it all you got, man.
That's exactly. I think you nailed it right on the head, bro. And in terms of being biblical, right? It's like you're exactly right. And not only that, if you're out here listening to guys like Tony Robbins or Les Brown or some of these motivational self-help type personal growth dudes, pretty much that's the same message that everybody has. That's the message that Buddha has. That's the message that Allah has, right? It's because it's about tearing down this ego, which a lot of people think ego and they think, well, that's the cocky side of me. No. Ego is that your mind and how it gets in the way. Like if you've ever had a gut feeling and you've went against your gut, that's your soul and your ego going at it. And you know what I mean? So for me, again, you nailed it right on the head. And igniting the soul is about finding that thing that you would do every day, all day, whether you were paid or not, and go after that with everything you got. Because like you said, we are all, every single person has a gift of some sort. And if you don't know what it is, you just haven't found it yet, and you need to keep looking.
No question. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we all find it at different times for sure.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, there's some people that quit their job at 40, 45 and find something that they're truly passionate about and, change their whole profession, change their whole career, and end up changing their whole life. So, no, you're exactly right, man.
Absolutely, man.
Run your race and, yeah.
Well, this was I say. I learned that Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC. He was taking Social Security when he started KFC. And over 300 people he went to told him no. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late. So, to move on, we all have that moment in our journey where we want to call it quits, when we are at our lowest, so to speak. Mm-hmm. When you reached that point on your own journey, how did you fight through and what kept you going?
Ooh, to be, and the crazy thing is, I actually did that. I actually stepped away when I was a head coach at Labette Community College. I stepped away. I had, I'd been there for 3 years. I had a young family, and that situation, I didn't like what that situation was doing to me. I didn't like what that situation was doing to my family.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I guess you could say I actually did quit. I knew it wasn't healthy. I knew I wasn't heading in the right direction. And I ended up moving back here to Lawrence, not knowing that, I was going to get a job offer in a week or two, but just knowing that I needed to find something else. I needed to find a different situation.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing that. And it turned out to be a great decision, And I just trusted, the Lord, that it was going to work out, that I was going to find the right fit, the right situation to where I needed to be. I was so caught up at that time, Tone, in taking that next step, climbing that ladder. What I'm saying, becoming a Division I assistant, Division I head coach, whatever it takes. This, that, whatever. And I don't know if there was a specific moment. But I just didn't like who I was becoming. I didn't like that I was chasing something. And there was a lot of stress too, because I was chasing something that I didn't know whether it was going to happen or not. And so, there was a lot of stress involved in that. And all I knew is I didn't want to become that. And I gave up, maybe an opportunity, was coming, but I just knew it was time for me to take a step back to, kind of refresh, re-energize, and really find out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do at that time. So I was back actually for about a week or two, and to be honest, I didn't know if I didn't know if I was going to coach. I knew I'd coach at some point, but I didn't know if I was going to coach that next year. And then Billy Thomas, who I've known for years, knew I was back and called me up and was like, "Hey, I got a really good team. We've been meaning to hook up for a minute. Come help me out. Take your time. Whatever you need to do." He's like, "It'll just be here waiting when you're ready." And so I really took some time to really kind of find myself and, really, obviously my wife and I, talked a lot, and, I consulted with some people that are really close to me, and I didn't lose the passion to be a basketball coach. I just lost the passion to chase after something, that was tearing me up.
Yeah.
And then obviously LJ gets a hold of me a week after that and end up getting on with Run GMC. And so I was literally unemployed for like a month. I don't know. It wasn't very long. But, I thought it was going to be a lot longer when I first left Labette, but obviously, that wasn't the case. And I really felt that there was a reason I left Labette, and I really felt that there was a reason that I joined Run GMC, and then obviously Barstow, and then obviously that helped me get on to Bishop Seabury. But it was a tough. That was probably one of the hardest times for me. And then on top of that, losing my grandma, and my grandpa during that time as well. It was a tough time. But I honestly feel like going through that time has made me. I don't know if it's made me a better coach, but it's made me a better person. It's made me a better father, and to me, that's worth it. And I did have to take a step back. I went from being a head college basketball coach. You talk about, swallowing your pride and putting your ego aside. I went from being a head college basketball coach to being a high school assistant coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And
that's powerful, bro.
And kind of work myself, work my way back up, I guess. I don't know.
Well, what's powerful about it is, for one, there's people that will waste whole lifetimes not having the courage to make that decision, to get out when they know it's not right. People waste their whole lives in places that they don't want to be because they just don't have the courage to shake things up. What am I going to do? Where's my job going to come from? And the fact that you trusted your gut, you knew what was right and what was wrong. You consulted the people around you, and you picked yourself up, right? And you guys just, man, I go back to little Johnny, man, little Johnny, like you got knocked down, and it was never no staying down. You know what I'm saying? Like. So that is powerful, bro. And you also had to have the awareness, right? Because you can't fix a problem that you don't know exists, right? And that takes awareness to say, well, you know what, man, maybe this situation isn't right for me, and maybe I need to make a major step that could affect my entire career. So hats off to you for that, bro, because that took courage, man. Thank you for that answer.
Yeah,
okay, just a couple more.
Yeah. I love this. This is awesome.
That's awesome. When you feel overwhelmed or unfocused or have lost your focus temporarily, what do you do?
Usually I go find my kids because they keep me grounded. They keep me grounded more than anything. My family, to be honest with you, you know, they bring me. You know, they do. They keep me grounded. They remind me of what's most important. And most of the time, when I'm feeling that way, then I need to go feel that way. You know, I do. I need to be around them. I need to, you know, hug on them and find out how their day was, and you know, go outside and shoot some hoops, kick the ball, whatever, with them. You know, to me, that's, you know, there's nothing like that. You know, being a father and being able to, you know, be around your kids and you know, being around your family. And so, to me, I would say that first and foremost, for sure.
Okay.
And you know, and then, you know, shoot, I still like to get out and, you know, to be honest, I mean, it relieves me to go out and shoot some hoops, you know, to get my mind off things or whatever it is. You know, I like to go out. I still like to go out and play a little bit. I can't play like I used to, but, you know, I still like to go out there and, you know, like I said, shoot some hoops and get my mind off things. And, you know,
yeah, right. Y'all like the 4-time back-to-back champions down here in this league, man. Y'all still playing in that league?
No, man. No, once I got on at Washburn, man, I wasn't.
Give
I
all of
couldn't do
that
it,
up,
man.
right?
I wasn't working out enough to do that. Shoot, I'd have got myself embarrassed messing with that.
That's what's up. So, okay, if you could have one gigantic billboard that could be seen by everybody in the world, what would it say and why? Could be a few words or a paragraph.
Oh man. I would say, ooh, that's a good one. Ooh. Well, for one, I have my a buddy of mine actually has a clothing line, and I'm gonna steal it from him. And it's actually pretty simple. It's called Spread Love. And, you know, to me, you know, how important is that? You know, especially in the days that we're in. You know, when everyone wants to argue, fight, whatever. You know, get political on, you know, things, this, that, or whatever. You know, to just, you know, instead of spreading, you know, hate or, you know, whatever it is, man, to just spread love to each other. You know, to me, you know, I would say that probably first and foremost. I know it's not probably the, you know, most philosophical answer or anything like that, but, you know, to me, especially in the day that we're in, it's extremely important. You know, we just show each other love. And so I would say that for sure.
I love it. Great answer. And then, you know, because of my music background, we always got to have a music question in here, right? So, is there a song that you would consider the soundtrack to your life, or is there a song you turn to for strength?
Oh man, that's another good one. I love music too. I might have to go to my playlist to pick some out.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ooh. Um, a soundtrack to my life. Mm. Ooh boy.
Or one you go to for strength.
Um. Ooh, for strength. That's probably the one for strength is easy. That's Fred Hammond. No weapon formed against me. That one's easy for me for strength. That's my go-to. When I need strength. So I would say that one for sure.
Right.
And then I would actually go across the spectrum a little bit. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like I said, I'm a competitive dude who, has been, probably counted out a few times, whatever. Nobody probably thought I'd become a college basketball player or anything like that. And, so before games and stuff, I love to put on Nas, Hate Me Now. I love that.
Mm.
That's my pregame jam right there.
Hey,
I
there you
listen to
go.
that. I'm chest bumping dudes. I'm getting everybody fired up, ready to go.
Oh,
But if I thought about that a little bit more, I'd probably give you something else. But off the top of my head, I'd probably go with those two. So I know it's
nah, those are
two
great,
completely
bro.
opposite ends of the spectrum, but probably two that I that I go to when I need to.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Well, Johnny, man, it's been great. Thank you for taking your time out. I know y'all getting ready. This is go time for you, so I appreciate you
Yeah,
taking the time for me, man. I'm gonna try to get up there and catch a game this season. Bring my son up there, and just come check
absolutely.
y'all out. I mean, this is the point where I usually, if there's anything that you want to add, anything that you want to say, then floor is yours, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate this opportunity. Like I said, man, I'm excited to go back and listen to these other ones. 'Cause I know you've had some very successful people on, and as I said, man, I love learning from other successful people, man. To me, that all that does is just help me along my way to listen to what other people have gone through, and
Yeah,
get little hint tips or whatever it is to help build my career, to build my life. But
yeah.
no, man, just appreciate it, and just continue doing your thing, brother, and
You know,
keep being a positive influence to this community.
no
I
doubt,
love
and
it.
that's what I was gonna say. I went up to Hillcrest. I found a spot, and I'm gonna open up a production school.
Oh
For
wow,
to teach
that's
music
awesome.
production, and I want to get into video and graphic designs and stuff later. But
Right.
so on the first, we're moving in up there, and
Oh
the
man,
deeply
that's
rooted
awesome.
will have a home, and what I mean. So I'm on it, man. I'm trying to I did a little damage to this community, so I owe, you know, and
Right.
that's really what I'm trying to do is just kind of give that back and be a positive influence, man. So thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate that. No, you're exactly right, man. To be able to be in positions we are to be able to give back, to the community and really, invest in people. I
Yeah,
think we both have understood, as we've, gone on, the importance of investing into our people, and
yeah.
to really, being able to help others, and pay it forward, brother.
No doubt. So yeah, and then in terms of the show, I have had some powerful conversations, bro. And the for you, I would say this season 3, episode 1, I opened with this guy named Charles Vest. This dude is amazing, man. And I think there's some things
Mm,
that there's some gems you can pick up there. You know what I'm saying? So
awesome.
again, thank you, Johnny,
Awesome.
man. Love you, bro. Keep doing your thing. Shout out to the fam. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
So. All right.
Absolutely. You too, brother. Appreciate you.
Have a great evening. Yeah, man. So there it is. Fuck, Jeff. That's 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bugging out about that. And okay, so this season I really focused on coaches, as you can see. Next season is all about rock star, awesome, kick-ass women. I have people from, well, we're going to open up with what has been my dream interview since I started this show. A man named AJ Gupta will open this up. I cannot wait for you guys to hear AJ and what he's got to say. We got people from Africa coming on the show, Canada, the UK. So y'all stay tuned, man. Hold on. So, FaceTimed me. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. We're getting bigger. We're taking this thing up a few notches. So thank you for rocking with us, man. One love.